We have a lot to discuss in this episode since we will talk about the cryptocurrency base and how it will blast into space, but there will be one catch. Give up before the parabolic times appear. Ongoing, but it will happen this year. Bitcoin is going to blow up big time. A year has passed with no changes. All coins are arriving early in the upcoming year. I'm letting you know now. That's all there is to it. 2024 and 2025 will pass by like a blink. Over and you're thinking, what the heck happened recently? 2024 is a new year. Recall that once we count down to the ball dropping and everyone celebrates, we repeat the process the next time. In 2025, the cryptocurrency markets will soar to unprecedented heights, as revealed in a recent video from Ripple. From Centon, discussing their never-before-seen partnership. Is able Mark? Please take note of what I just said. After that, we'll discuss disgusting laws against SEC laws. I wanted to get right in, but I was pressed for time. To purchase my Cardano, but I noticed that it's now up 1.38% or 61 cents. The query is, have you read the article that we actually pulled up yet? That discussing Cardano, we're going to read it again, but you know, I'm starting to feel a bit itchy. Need to have purchased it at 58. I should have purchased it at 59. It's 61 now, therefore, I should have bought it when it was 60. Once the video is finished, it will likely be between 62 and 63 and gradually rise again. If you haven't heard before, I may already be up 1.38% on my money, and I'm purchasing Cardano for roughly $7,500. That's the amount I plan to deposit. Onto the exchange, be aware of how it goes and whatever the fees end up being. Bada beam, I'm going to buy that, bada boom. Cost, I'm going to ride this thing. I believe we're in for an 8x, 8 to 10x on this. It will be $5 in 6 months. Simply, it exceeds $5. It seems to be at an all-time high. Was it close? To the $3 range, am I correct? See you later. Let's make a big splash. Where's my all-time high? Real quick, bids total, complete total. Total cap circulation supply reached an all-time high in 24 hours. $3.90. Oh, yes, yeah, it's getting there, people. I'm going to load up and tell you that I won't be upset if I can receive a 10x return on my cryptocurrency investment of $75,000 or more. As of right now, Bitcoin is up 1.22%. Approaching $63,800 to USDT and USDC, both approaching their dollar pegs, and XRP, well, it's up 60, well, very straightforward for XRP, there's a very straightforward route ahead. We can discuss reaching that dollar range after those 66 and 76 cents are broken. We can discuss being in the 1 to 50 range after we do enter the dollar range. $2,429 billion is the total market capitalization of cryptocurrencies. Do you think the bottom is in? If this isn't the bottom, it's incredibly near it. Do you know what I mean? The worst case situation for Bitcoin is this. Permit me to perform mental math. 1263.50 worst case situation. In the worst scenario, Bitcoin might drop another 15% to 20%, but I don't see it taking place. Oh, Kurd, he rose once more. Folks, I just don't see that happening. To be honest, I believe that this is the lowest point to which we can go from here. I want to talk about them again because, as you can see, there was movement in Bitcoin before we started to notice it. I was not able to sell these out with the full count. They're gone. Bill and I want to sell them to everyone who watches this movie and purchases a beam bada boom. Morgan, there is likely to be a lot of commercially sensitive material that Ripple will attempt to have redacted and sealed in the SEC brief. For all of those who believed that the SEC's success early this year and its motion ordering disclosure of Ripple's post-complaint contracts with institutions meant disclosure to the world, it didn't mean disclosure to the SEC subject to a protective order. And give a succinct response, this is emerging. To clarify, the parties have submitted a joint sealing proposal that would regulate sealing matters about the forthcoming briefings on remedies that will be handled in this case. This is similar to what we previously examined with the man emails. Thus, Ripple will push back against having their paper suppressed, according to the SEC, and not revealed. When will it end? We can only hope for this year, but knowing this, I think there will be a delay from both of these parties, particularly the SEC. Price declines as additional dates in the Ripple v. SEC case probably lengthen the time frame of the final ruling. This is a significant development in the dispute between Ripple Labs and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, as both sides have suggested. The SEC submits its open remedies-related brief along with supporting declarations and exhibitions on March 22, thereby keeping important data hidden from the public eye. The parties convened and met on March 25 to determine the redactions as we go. The SEC uploads a public version with redactions after page 26. The SEC will submit a reply brief on May 6. The parties will then get together and discuss it under its seal. What is visible? Wait, that's not the cause. The market is in shock as the price dropped from 61 cents to 50 cents, and chaos reigns throughout the market. We are going to get back up. Will XRP retrace its steps and reach its peak again? There is a 100% cycle in this. Yes, if $3 is the maximum we can go with, then it will happen. I refuse to go. It's a 5x from the current position to be upset. I don't know what that 20-30x is, no 20-25x, and to be honest, I won't be unhappy with a 25x because I received an extra a lot lower. As I mentioned before, Cardano can easily double in value, which would be a significant chunk of change. For this reason, I'm seeking to invest in other cryptocurrencies during this bull market. For me, XRP, I have a rather robust bag. My tailcoin is HBAR-ARB. I ought to have purchased this at a lower price. The highest point for ARBs is $11, and I should have received it because it was only peaking at $156. I could have received roughly $150. It's beginning to rise again. It's now open. 133% ought to have taken the plunge. Dallas is the location for this. I may have put in my buy-in today, that is, 1164. This will be a big hit. Isn't it also at an all-time high? An additional 10x if I invest $7,500 in it, and ARB and Cardano both perform 10x. To me, that equals 150K. When 150K comes, will you be upset? You know, pay off the previous mortgage? I'm not sure. Ripple has no shortcomings. Santa Monica's executive chairperson, Anna Bolton, is scheduled to speak in the public market. How and what they're doing with Ripple, it's essentially functioning. Remember that on July 29, 2020, Santana and Ripple collaborated to improve international payments speed and certainty. This is the collaboration that had everyone buzzing. Everyone talked about it, but nobody really saw any results. Everyone thought Santa would release new goods, but they all discussed not using XRP very properly. I think we should listen to this tiny clip. On this same date, you have worked together. If you would like, with Ripple to supply the blockchain-style rails for this service. What are its limitations? Because capacity limitation is one of the shortcomings of blockchain as it is currently designed. Isn't it a major disadvantage? That is for you, so with the volumes we have, that is not a limitation for exchange payments. In fact, with this new initiative that is already in place, we are actually covering 50% of all FX payments made annually by the Santan Group, and it functions incredibly well because of the rails that we use, which we have worked with, as you mentioned. Ripple, you're in good hands now since we've been testing those for the past 2 years, actually testing them on our own staff. They work, are safe, and are totally compliant. Of course, we've also made sure we abide by all local laws. At present, Sant and your clients in one of the nations you specified will be the only ones allowed to utilize this service. However, you're thinking about expanding it into something bigger based on a different app for new users. Without a doubt, yes, but let me clarify that for Sanic customers, you can transfer euros to any other bank in Europe. This varies depending on the country, but for Sanic, we can do that with Europe, and we're working hard to include other nations like Portugal and others very soon. We are striving to make it soon accessible to small businesses. As of right now, as you mentioned, it's just individuals, but we're working to make this available to them eventually. I don't know when that will happen, so for now, it's open market payments, which is something we're really excited about. After all, why do you think Santana has been working with Ripple? Do you think that the reason any of these businesses have been collaborating for a while is because they're getting the worm falls to the early bird? There will be a first mover for them advantage. They are aware of what will happen when crypto rails are installed and man liquidity begins to open up in front of all these different routes. American Express and several central banks worldwide, along with remittance firms that have already implemented Ripple's and Ripple's programs such as XRP with MoneyGram, are also in agreement. They all know that Western Union tested it, but some of them are attempting to make their payments over the blockchain cryptocurrency walled garden, which is simply not feasible. You can be certain that they will all require a neutral bridge asset in the end. Nobody is in charge of it, and it will when it comes to XRP, the XRP ledger appears. This was just recently published, and it discusses the Cardano thing Wales is doing. It states that Wales took $17.4 billion worth of deals out of $17.7 billion. The price is 61 cents at the moment. Where we currently see it, it states the double there is a bearish reversal in the top pattern. Technical study of patterns, it is distinguished by two drawbacks. Two successive peaks at comparable price points, suggesting the possibility of a trend. Research is turning from optimistic to pessimistic. The chart they are examining is this one. They believe it can fall completely down to 45 cents at this point. It's kind of like, what should I do here, you know? Is 614 what that is? And if that chart was accurate? Is 45 cents from 61 cents the question? That's a significant step. That is quite a bit. More Cardano that is breakable, that's fairly close to a 50% 60/30/4. I'm not sure, people. I'll inform everyone what I'm going to do, but BitMax will soon be receiving 2 new XRP trading pairings.